Welcome into another edition of the Causeway Street Podcast. I'm your host, Josue Pavone. I got Joel to the right of me and Sean right across from me. You can actually see us now if you're actually watching this first clip on our YouTube channel on CLNS Media. This is the Causeway Street Podcast, and you can actually see how ugly we look. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We're being exposed right now. We're on video.
Put a picture to the sound.
That's right. That's right. Now you can put a face to these amazing voices that you've been listening to for what now? Like 3-4 years?
It's been a while.
Sexy.
It's been a while. Yeah, see, you can actually see how sexy Joel is, like he talks about.
Nah, man, he's like
my voice.
In the open. That's right. You did say your voice. That's true. That's true.
Nah, he's like a little gremlin in this shot too. We're like sitting up on these fucking huge chairs. He's like, yeah.
He's down low, chilling.
I'm the producer.
chilling.
I mean, well, yeah, exactly. Joel's producing right now. He stays down low. He makes sure that we sound great, and he makes sure that we look great also because we're on video. But you know what else is looking great right now? What else is looking great right now?
Could think of a bunch of things.
It's the Boston Celtics. That's who's looking great. I got you, Sean. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The Celtics are now on a 15-game winning streak. They have stretched this thing out to 15 and running. They are on the road right now, but I have to say, and I'm sure you guys both agree with me, easily the most impressive win of this stretch has been their huge win against the Golden State Warriors. They topped the Warriors Thursday night, 92-88. Jaylen Brown playing some inspiring basketball for a number of reasons.
Dude's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast to say the least. And this guy is
See what
like
you did
that.
There.
You like that?
Is that your?
I just made that up. No, I made that up off the cuff, man. Don't try to play me, Sean. Don't try to make it sound like I had that one in the.
You've been practicing.
I had that one in the holster, ready to use. No, anyways. He had a lot on his mind. He lost his best friend the night before, hours before tip-off. Wasn't sure if he was going to play. He actually spoke to his mother, who inspired him to go out there, and he played one heck of a game against the Warriors, guys. I mean, from beginning to finish. Huge stops, of course, but none was bigger than the last stop that he made on Kevin Durant. Huge stop, because we saw him do this against DeMar DeRozan last Sunday against the Raptors, the situation where they could have potentially lost the game. And then in this situation, to avoid overtime, another big stop, and this time it's against Kevin Durant.
Well, I think the most impressive part about Jaylen Brown, I mean, obviously he had a great game against the Warriors and followed it up with probably one of his best games in a Celtics uniform against the Hawks. But that 8-point stretch where he scored 8 consecutive points against the Warriors in the third quarter that sparked that comeback, that was why the Celtics were able to get back in that game.
Right.
He basically took over the game and said, Kyrie, I got you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that, it's been a struggle. They're double teaming you. And that was my biggest question about him. Is he able to take that? Kyrie isn't feeling it. And, Al Horford will give you what Al Horford gives you on every single night, but they need that second, major score. Jaylen Brown has sort of been proven that he can be that guy, which is surprising to me. But, I mean, 8 consecutive points, including a block shot, 2 3-pointers, sparking that comeback.
Right.
That was absolutely huge. That changed the game.
Huge part of that 19-0 run.
Kevin Durant said it afterwards. Jaylen Brown was the difference.
Yeah, he was.
He was the only one keeping the Celtics in it in the first half, and then obviously the comeback in the second half. Amazing. Really.
And then I think even though it was against the Hawks, so maybe not as impressive, but
I mean, consider the circumstances.
Whatever the case is, Jaylen Brown going 10 for 13, and I think hitting like 4 3-pointers. That's wild. Like what Kyrie did basically the same thing, but you're like, all right, Kyrie had a great game, but like Jaylen Brown, if he can shoot like that, then you have yourself a guy who's 21?
21, just turned 21.
21 years old.
Started to make it, man. Started to make it.
Okay, so is he? What is Jaylen Brown's ceiling now?
21 in 11 months.
What? Let's not get what? 21 and 1 month.
1 month.
Not 11 months. That would make him almost 22.
That's what I said.
You said 1 month. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you said 11 months.
No, I mean like he has 11 months to be 22. That's what I meant.
That's not what you said. Anyways.
Here we go with our math skills again, guys.
Anyways, is Jaylen Brown. So right now, obviously, again, this whole 15-game winning streak, the young guys playing well, like we have to sort of put it all in perspective. But you see Jaylen Brown making this gigantic leap from year 1 to year 2. How good can Jaylen Brown be? Is this what we're expecting?
See, that's the question I wanted to attack in this episode. Because I want to talk about the fact that obviously what Jaylen Brown is doing right now is impressive. Obviously, it's still very early. We're not even in December yet. Plenty of basketball to be played. But are we seeing a superstar in the making? Are we seeing a player who's going to eventually become one of the faces of not only the franchise, but one of the rising stars in the NBA? Is this the beginning of a great story for Jaylen Brown, or is this just inspiring basketball that we're going to see out of Jaylen, and we have to wait and see if he's going to actually reach that plateau?
Well, after this week, it's going to be a quarter of the season already played, right?
Right.
Jaylen Brown keeps this up. I mean, you have to believe that this is where this team is headed, right? In terms of not just Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum as well, right? These
but
two guys.
Let's separate the two though, right? Because Jaylen Brown has had a year in the league, he's had a year to develop, and he's made these gigantic leaps and bounds. I mean, Jason Tatum could fall off. You don't know. This is the only sample size of Tatum, but I think you have. This is the only sample size of Tatum, but I think you have to separate Brown and Tatum. But Jaylen Brown, if you went to me, which is well documented.
Well documented. And I'll remind you, Sean. I'll continue to remind you as we see him blossom into this a star that I think he's going to be eventually.
As a producer of this show, I'm hearing it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
in a different way.
There's plenty of audio of me just shitting all over Jaylen Brown last year.
Yeah. From the moment the man was drafted,
before
he was drafted, you did not want to see him in a Celtics uniform. And
zero chance. But now.
But I'll give you credit because there's a lot of people that were in your camp.
Right.
All right. They were like, no one saw Jaylen Brown as even being a top 10 pick, never mind being a top 3 pick, right?
Except Danny. I guess except Danny. He took a chance. He didn't trade that pick. I wanted him to trade that pick. I think that's why I was so mad about it. But now, watching him play now, he is legitimately has the potential to be one of the best two-way. I mean, when we're looking at it, like, he could turn into, it's crazy for me to say this, he could turn into a Kawhi Leonard type player, in my opinion.
That's not crazy.
It's crazy for me.
Oh, for you, yeah.
My mind is exploding saying this. Kawhi, I love Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the NBA. But,
you do?
Yeah.
I thought that was Russell Westbrook.
Well, Russell Westbrook, okay. Kawhi Leonard. They're 1A, 1B.
That's right. That's right. There's probably 1C somewhere.
1C. 1C could be Jaylen Brown all of a sudden. No. I mean, that type of player is very rare to find.
Yeah.
And if he can hit the jump shot consistently, because I still don't believe it. Mm-hmm. I still don't believe.
Yeah, that's the part of his game that's making him such a threat offensively, because we knew going into the regular season, I mean, from media day, we talked about this before, from the very first day, Brad Stevens was like, we need him to be a lockdown defender.
Yeah.
With that being said, we anticipated him to be in the starting lineup. We anticipated for him to be the Bradley guy to try to knock off or try to defend opposing teams' best player. But we didn't anticipate him to be scoring over 20 points, shooting this efficiently. Like you said, what was it? 10 of 13 in Atlanta.
Well, that was
27 points, getting to the hoop. I mean, the jump shots alone. A lot of these jump shots, that corner three, those open looks that he's getting, those are the shots that you knock down. And if you're able to do that on a consistent level, you're a 20-point scorer in this league.
Yeah, like I think the reason why you separate Brown and Tatum for a couple of reasons, but like Jason Tatum can shoot the ball, right? I mean, so he can develop and develop other skills that are easier to develop in the NBA.
But I think one thing they both have in common is the ability to just take it to the hoop.
Right.
At any given moment.
Right. But I mean, Jaylen Brown couldn't shoot last year worth a lick, right? He couldn't shoot at all. Like, watching him shoot a three, every time you cringe.
Well, that just goes.
It was like Jared Sullinger shooting a three last year, man.
It wasn't that bad.
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
No. It goes to his work ethic.
True.
That this kid puts in the time, puts in the effort. I mean, coming from his rookie season into this year, where as soon as they get knocked out last year against Cleveland, he's like, yeah, sign me up for Summer League. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, from the moment they got knocked out to train through now, like he's still putting in the work.
Right.
And he's 21 years old and he doesn't act like it or at this point play like a 21-year-old. So, I mean, there's only good things are in his future.
I think this guy can be an All-Star next year. I really do.
This year.
You think it could be this year?
If they have the best record going into the All-Star break?
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, they're going to pick 3 All-Stars, probably off the best team, right?
I mean, my prediction is that it's gonna be up and down a bit.
Yeah,
but I think
if you got a guy that's averaging
I
like
think he'll be on the
points a game, and you're on the best, you're the top.
That
3,
always helps. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, pick it up, man. gonna disrespect Rondo like that, bro? Come on, man. Fucking had to do
Nice touch, by the way. We got the studio pictures going.
Well, we had them going.
No, they're still going. They're still going.
Jesus
Carry on.
Christ.
Carry on. We can't edit this out, so keep going.
Sorry, Rondo. We actually can. I can edit the video.
It's gonna be a jump cut, but okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're actually fucked. And hey, tune in for more. No, I don't know. Jaylen Brown could make the All-Star team this year. He could, but I think it's a longer term question about Jaylen Brown. Like, what can he do this on a consistent basis? And even if he just stays consistent at this point, putting up like 20 points a game, 5-6 rebounds a night. Like, if this is the type of player we're getting from him with solid defense, then it just may be he could be the best player in the Eastern Conference in the next 5 years. It legitimately could. But I guess here's where I want to go with this too, because even though we're praising, basically sucking the guy off right now, would you trade him for Anthony Davis if you could get straight up?
Oh, jeez, we're already going down that road.
Straight up.
Like what?
Straight up.
Yes, I guess. Yeah, I would.
Right now?
Yeah, why not?
Joel?
If I had to, yeah.
No, you don't have.
Joel sounds so excited about
I don't even
it.
know how you went there. You don't have to do anything. I'm saying it's a.
But why even bring this up? Why does this team? I mean, look.
I'm just
listen,
saying.
I know that Anthony Davis
saying.
would put this team over the top.
Gary Tangway take right here. I don't like
no, this is not a Tangway take. I don't even know if I would do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying because if you asked me at the beginning of the year, right, it's a no-brainer. Now that you've seen the leaps and strides he's made this year, you have to sort of think about it, right?
No, because then it's like, 10 years ago, would you have traded Al Jefferson, who was the future, for Kevin Durant? Kevin Garnett.
Nah, but wasn't doing what Jaylen's doing.
That year before he got traded? I mean, obviously it's a different. Why are we going down this road right now?
Come on. Not like
come on.
that.
I feel like we're talking as if we're back in 2014 again right now. Like, come on. This is not only.
Is it then.
What's that?
You know, okay. I think
This
it's
is
legit.
this is the team that can. That's one
This
of the
is a
top.
legitimate question.
One of the top teams in the Eastern Conference right now.
This. If he's available, then of course you would trade Jaylen Brown for Anthony Davis.
It's an of course.
But he's not available.
You think it's an of course?
If he's available, yeah.
Really?
If he's available, yes. You do that trade.
See, I don't know if
straight up. We're talking about straight up.
Straight up,
yeah. I do the trade.
I mean, because you still have Jason Tatum in the mix.
Right.
You still have Gordon Hayward coming back next season.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about
great as Jaylen.
We're talking about the best.
After 15, 17
we're talking about the best two-way big man in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Injury prone.
You make it sound like it's crazy.
Two-way player in the game, though. I don't know if I would do it right now, which is crazy for me to say.
I can't believe you're saying. I can't believe you're saying that.
But I don't know if I would do it. I think Jaylen Brown's been that good. Like that's what I was trying to get to. Is that
so?
All right. So let me.
Jaylen
like
Brown,
the potential.
hold on. Jaylen Brown versus like a top 5 player in the NBA. Right now.
So that's what I'm saying. I think Jaylen Brown has shown you he could be a top 5 player.
All right. Well,
in the
then,
NBA.
Sean, if you're saying this, that means you think that this team.
I just said that.
You're telling me.
I just said that Jaylen
Brown
Brown may be the best player in the Eastern Conference in 5 years, right?
Yeah, in 5 years. But I'm saying right now, if you're not willing to give up Jaylen Brown, you're telling me that this team has a chance to go to the NBA Finals. That's how much you believe in it. Because if not, why would you not trade for Davis to put yourself in that situation? I mean, that's what. Let's face it, Brad Stevens. I mean, I love what he said about what Steve Kerr had to say about him, saying that the Celtics, they're starting the team of the future. And Stevens' response to that, his response to it is, we're playing for right now. We're not trying to be the team of the future. We're trying to be the team. Yeah. We're trying to go for championship right now. Without saying those words,
great response.
That's what Brad Stevens was saying. He's saying, I think that these guys are good enough to do that. Do you think that?
Do I think that
they can go to the NBA Finals?
The Celtics can compete for a championship this year.
With this roster, obviously, without Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, they're the best team in the NBA right now.
Okay. All right. So then, because I'm saying, if you're unwilling to trade Jaylen Brown, that has to be the case. Because this team's good enough to go to the NBA Finals. You don't want to mix that up.
Here's my thing, too. Jaylen Brown, I don't know if I should even say this, but Jaylen Brown, over the first year and a quarter, has probably almost caught Anthony Davis in how many games he's actually played in his NBA career. I mean, Anthony Davis gets injured a lot.
Yeah, but if we're talking career numbers, they don't even measure up.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And if you're just talking about over the last year and a half, Anthony Davis has played more than he has in the rest of his career.
That's what I mean.
So it's about the same games-wise because Jaylen did have a few DNPs last year.
Right. But I'm just saying
because Jaylen did have a few DNPs last year.
Right. But I'm just saying he's a young guy. He looks like he could have the making of this new age NBA where you have to be able to get to the bucket and knock down threes. If you can't do both of those things, then you're not going to be able to score in the.
Well, you're not a superstar. That's
right. You're not a superstar.
That's the criteria.
So I think he has the potential to be that superstar. So if New Orleans came knocking, I'm just saying I would, and obviously I don't know what Danny Ainge would do. But my guess is that he would have to.
You need a few pieces to make the work. Numbers-wise.
Right, I get that, right? So you'd have to think about it. But, like, if they just wanted Jaylen Brown and there was a package around Jaylen Brown.
If he's a centerpiece.
You would give up just pieces on the side.